Verse 15 makes it clear. The man went away after Jesus confronted him and warned him on the heels of this incredible mercy and healing. The man went away and told the Jews that it was Jesus who had healed him. Don't miss this. This is the key. The man who's been crippled for 38 years has no hope, has been left and hated, really, by the religious establishment, healed but warned by Jesus. Gets up, and verse 15 tells us he aligned himself with the Pharisees. He aligned himself with those that he knew, per verse 10 and verse 12, were going to go looking for Jesus, angry and looking to do damage. He basically throws Jesus under the bus. Says, hey, it's not me. Don't get mad at me. I want to be in your good favor, religious leaders. It's that guy, Jesus. He's the one who healed me. He's the Sabbath breaker. I only did what he told me to do. See this, friends, because again, I tell you, the problem is in the Western church. So many of us have received the incredible mercies and demonstrations of limited grace by Jesus the Christ in our lives. And we take what he gives and then we mock and disrespect and walk away from him. This is what we see in this man. But this is simply the action. This is bringing clarity to what is going to come into the heart of the trial. Verse 16, and this was why the Jews were prosecuting and persecuting Jesus, because he was doing these things on the Sabbath. Get the point. He healed this man on purpose on the Sabbath. Don't miss that. Jesus could have healed him any day. He went on purpose on the Sabbath, and he broke their religious rules to show them that redemption is about relationships with the Redeemer, not with ritualistic religious rules. Jesus on purpose goes, and he shakes their tree. Friends, I'm asking you to start shaking some religious trees. Be like Jesus and break the religious rules to demonstrate a redemption and a relational love affair with Jesus. Please, be like Jesus and shake the religious trees. We see in verse 16 that the plaintiffs come forward and say, here's the problem. There's why we're going to put Jesus on trial. He did that on the Sabbath. Nobody's supposed to do anything on that day. We, the religious leaders, in a man-made way, deem that to be so. I told you last week that Jesus broke the law. He broke man's law. A man's law that actually perverted and misrepresented God's law. Where might you be challenged to lay down the cultural rule, to pick up the King's redeeming truth? Friends, where might you be called to make these stands? Verse 17, but Jesus answered them, my Father is working until now, and I am working. Don't miss this, friends. Some of you may have been confused in the past about the Sabbath. Listen, the Sabbath was not made to somehow get man good enough or to demonstrate a choice of action or inaction that somehow earns favor with God. No, the Sabbath was given so that you and I could live out our love affair without distraction, to demonstrate our love for Christ and his grace in our lives and to bring glory to him by, as Jesus said, listen, my Father is always working and so am I, and so will his children. Friends, don't be afraid to be Christ-like on Sundays. Don't ever be afraid to be Christ-like